Welcome to Social Science class. In Sociology, Chapter 2, chapter name is Labor. Dear students, in this chapter, today, we have to learn these points. Division of labor, inequality and discrimination in employment labor, labor with pay and without pay, laborers of organized and unorganized sectors, and challenges of unorganized laborers. First definition of Plato. Plato, the great philosopher, political thinker, teacher of Aristotle. He wrote a book, The Republic. He said, human society is formed on natural inequalities. Means, this natural inequalities based on division of labor created in this society is opinion. In this division of labor, farmers provide food to people, weavers provide cloth, at same time tailors stitching different dresses and etc. The division of labor leads to organic merger of various sections of society. The division of labor is necessary to fulfill the needs of social, economic, political necessities of the society. So, no exploitation chances here. See, the division of labor, these are the play a very important role. Farmers, spinners, fabric color workers, weavers, traders, tailors. One more definition, my dear students, about Karl Marx, the great philosopher and also socialist. He gives the meaning definition. According to him, division of labor creates less skilled workers. He classifies division of labor into two different divisions. One is economic labor. So this economic labor leads to technical and people's cooperation. One more division is social labor. Means social labor is division of social achieves social control through class status and stratification. A different division of labor can be seen in a previous industrialized society and then industrialized society. Present digital world, labor is done through the various computers. For example, in the information technology or IT society, the division is based on various skills in using the computers. As we consult different doctors for different ailments or diseases, the computer technicians are consulted for various aspects of information technology related problems or issues. Specialization. What is specialization? Specialization creates a division of labor. Specialization means having deeper knowledge and in-depth skill in one particular field or area. Division of labor has helped people to gain good skill in a field particular area and earn economic benefits in accordance to their skills. It is easy. Due to economic interest and division of labor, class system emerged. Division of labor found widespread accessibility, business, industrialization emerged. As a result, few people could invest more and also earn more profits. What is meaning labor? Labor means earning in cash or kind by providing one's manual or physical work or educational or intellectual labor. Labor is an important aspect of human society. So it is decided human society labor. Labor also means a function done in order to achieve something special. If a result is available for a person either in cash or kind due to one's physical work, then it is called labor. With the emergence of stratified division of labor, inequality in society also started. In the Indian context, labor has not remained a mere economic activity. It has become part of social structure with inequalities. Labor in India has been mixed with gender, caste, region, and religion. This has resulted in various forms of inequalities or discrimination. In Indian society, if a person moves upwards with his status and role, his power and income also increases. Any labor that goes against the dictum, equal labor, equal pay, can be termed as inequality in labor. What is discrimination or inequality? If differential payment is given for two people who put the same amount of time and efforts, then it is called as discrimination. Though women and men engage similar work, their compensations are not the same. In India, men men get more salary or wages, but women very less. So this is gender discrimination. Sometimes discrimination is less in government sector. Inequality is evident in stratified work. But in non-governmental organizations, the salary of a person remains unknown to other person. So this is differences between government sector and private sector. Even though such a discrimination is less in government sector, already I said more discrimination in private sectors. But the inequality in pay is more visible in unorganized sector than organized sector. In agriculture sector, unequal division of labor is based on sex, age, and capacities. So this is a discrimination more visible in especially rural areas in agriculture sector. So men are paid very less wages at same time. Sorry, women are get less salaries, but men get more wages and etc. This is discrimination. Next, stratified division of labor. Again, there is a lot of discrimination between educated and uneducated. For example, now, Safai Karmacharis means who are the workers worked under municipalities, city corporations. They are clean our roads, gutters, receive lesser compensation than the minimum compensation because they are uneducated. They spend a lot of energy to clean, but still they receive very less compensation. At the same time, even as a highly educated persons, they get more compensation. So this is discrimination between educated and uneducated. The inequality in society is based on gender, class, income, region, and religion. This inequality is also classified based on with compensation and without compensation. My dear students, with compensation, okay, and other without with compensation and without compensation, or with pay and without pay labor, we discuss next class. So this is completely dropped for this academic year. This is not for you. This concept is dropped for this academic year. My dear students, we will now so directly move towards another important aspect of this chapter is laborers from organized and unorganized sectors. Laborers from organized and unorganized sectors. In this, laborers from organized sector, organized. The labor sector is divided as primary sector, secondary sector, tertiary sectors. Primary, already we know that agriculture, fishing, mining, etc. Secondary, industries. Tertiary sectors means trade, business or trade or business, education, banking, okay, even transport, communication. These are all comes under the tertiary sector. So this is based on the securities and facilities available. The labor sector further divided into organized and unorganized sectors. First, what are the important features of organized sector? The important features of organized sectors are, see, this is organized sector is enrolled as per the law of the government. Fixed wages are fixed. Most of workers are worked within framework of law. This sector guided by Minimum Wages Act, Factory Act, Special Allowances Act, Provident Fund Act, many other acts in support of laborers in organized sector. Examples of organized sectors are schools, hospitals, industries, government related service offices, commercial banks, life insurance companies, military, police department, etc. Organized sector has to take the permission of the government before it begins its function. It is also mandatory or regulatory for them to pay compulsory time to time taxes. It is responsibility of the institution to pay special facilities or allowances, etc. Provide security to workers. It is mandatory for them to provide pay on specified dates in all months. The sector is guided by legal modalities. The relationship between employee and employer is guided by legal provisions. Means employee here, employee means worker, employer means owner. Now, unorganized sector. Who are comes under the unorganized sectors? The workers, loading and unloading workers, brick kiln workers, landless laborers, small and marginal farmers, fishermen, beady workers, mine workers. So these are all comes under the unorganized sector. The important characteristics of unorganized sectors are minor transactions, vehicle repairs, selling of goods like vegetables, fish on head, puncture repairs, and other belong to these unorganized sectors. The unorganized sector of work is that sector where legal provisions do not completely govern. Means the legal provisions not applicable to unorganized sector. They are not worked under the any government legal provisions. The relationship between the employer and employee, employer owner, employee worker, guided by any legal provisions. Not that there is no need or necessary for registration here. This sector does not follow the legal provisions of the government. No tax provisions here. No fixed time duration of work. No fixation of a particular date in every month. So workers are work day and night sometimes without breaking. The laborers in this sector earn daily wages. Most of the minimum wages are not fixed. The laborers won't receive any medical benefit or other facilities. They have no holidays, no CLs. Now come to what are the challenges faced by unorganized sector workers. First is migration. In the book Put Losers, a study of circular migration is done. The studies of labor of people working in unorganized sector. It is migration. This migration is the most important factor facing our unorganized sector workers because for searching of jobs and earn money to survival, they are moving from one place to another. So this is very common in especially unorganized sector. That's why they are not get securities. Next is important social security. Social security so very important to workers. So what social security? To one has to survival or one has to fulfill basic necessities required housing, health, water, food, drinking water, equal opportunity to work and others. But many occasions, most of the laborers are migration. That's why they are not settled life leading. That's why they have no social security. Next one is legal framework. Most of the unorganized sector workers are not worked under the legal framework. Means any rules and regulations are not applicable to these people because these people are migration, searching jobs and earn money and etc. For example, now North Karnataka people because searching jobs they are come towards and also found and also search jobs in South Karnataka and other places. Even Biharis and even Rajasthani people also migrate to South India and also worked in this because they have no applicable legal framework. They are very less wages. The wages as per the payment of Gratuity Act 1971 not available for them. Apart from this, they are not also not eligible for provident fund and other facilities. Next, child labor. So another important challenge or problem of unorganized sector workers is child labor. Most of the owners of factories or industries elected or choose children because of even use children and get more profit and also even they attested more work and more time of work to the child. But it is offense. Even child labor is allowing a child in work. It is also offense. But many times our owners, factory owners and etc. even allow them children work in more numbers in crackers production, dangerous works and etc. They work in a dangerous environment and without any guarantee for life. The capitalism expects more work for less pay. Children become victims of this greed. In nutshell, unorganized sector fosters child labor. It is offense. Last one, challenges are problem faced by unorganized sector workers, physical and mental exploitation. This is applicable to especially women domestic helpers. The rate of physical and mental exploitation of these women has increasing nowadays. According to 2014 and 15, 77% of the women who work in unorganized sectors are worked as domestic helpers in cities and towns. Women are exploited sexually in the time of worked as a domestic helpers. Such incidents are being reported on regular basis in TVs, papers, radio, etc. Some of the problems faced are discussed above here. Thank you, my dear students. So far, we discussed labor this chapter. Thank you.